Welcome back. WKHM, WKHM.com. We are thinking real estate.
We are thinking real estate, but before we start
We're
thinking,
always thinking.
we're always. Before we start thinking real estate, though, we should talk about the Artsy Fartsy Marketplace
I
because that
just-
grand opening
I
is
just love the title.
Thursday at 5 to 9 grand opening. The Old Vermeulen store downtown, and we've got some great artists, and we're adding artists all the time.
Mhm.
We'll probably see some artists come in and out because of different events that they're involved in. So it should be a nice, constant turnover of art. So always something new to see, and always a reason to come. Plus, we're gonna have some pop-ups within the pop-up. Tickets for Thursday night only are $10, and then $5. You turn your ticket in for purchase of merchandise towards $5. Does that make
What?
sense?
No, that didn't
So
make any sense.
$5 of the $10 gets credited
I figured
if you
it
buy
out.
something.
I didn't understand it.
Didn't you?
No, not at
Well,
all.
but you don't shop.
Well, for your $10 ticket, it's
It's
worth $5
$5 for merchandise.
for shopping.
For
purposes.
shopping, yeah.
Like
At the artsy martsy. Artsy
What is wrong
fartsy.
with you?
Hold it now.
Artsy fartsy.
Did you change the name?
No, it was a slip of the tongue or the lip or
How
whatever.
could you screw that up?
I don't know. I just did. I get nervous when I'm talking to you.
Yeah, right. So describe what is,
What is the Artsy Fartsy Marketplace?
yes,
One side of, when you walk in the front door of Vermeulen's, there are going to be booths
Of the old Vermeulen.
of the old
Right,
Vermeulen's.
not where
I already
Vermeulen's
said
is
that, and I assume we're listening.
okay.
And it's downtown, and you walk in the front door of the Vermeulen's building, and there will be vendors, booths, artists, and vendors with original work. And then on the other side, where the mattresses used to be, is going to be our gallery, our fine arts gallery, and we've got some really good pieces coming in for that. And price ranges are right now $5 up to $900. Although I'm talking to an artist over in Kalamazoo who makes metal furniture and just some really cool stuff coming in.
Why do we do artsy fartsy?
Why do we do it? To help Jackson become a more vibrant community, to show artists that they can actually sell their stuff and make some money.
Okay.
To just encourage our artists to get out there and provide another avenue for our local citizens to shop locally. Ella Sharp Museum is doing a pop-up at the Dupuy building during the same time frame roughly. I've got to call and confirm their hours and stuff, but we're trying to cross-promote, and hopefully there'll be lots more other things going on downtown. There's some other ideas I've thrown out
Oh, really?
to the
You've,
city
you've,
officials.
you've thrown out as being not any good, or have you thrown out for consideration?
For consideration.
Okay.
And
Use of the
Any-
English.
anything-
We should be talking about the use of the English language today.
Anything you'd like to share with this program?
is there anything we can share yet, Jackie?
Sure.
Maybe next week.
There,
I'll know for sure next week. 'Cause-
the wrapping paper stuff.
Oh, wrapping paper. The cool thing is we're taking rolls of paper that we bought and we're taking them to schools where it doesn't matter the grade. We're even talking to 11th and 12th graders and college students. So anywhere from, as long as you can pick up a crayon or a marker, we're taking rolls of paper to kids. And I know Kim's going to help us from the Arts and Culture. What's the Arts and Culture Alliance, I think? Or no, what's the school with the kids? School for Arts.
I have no idea.
Anyhow, she's great. I apologize for not knowing the technical name. But she's got 300 or 500 students that are going to color on this wrapping paper, sign it, and that's what we're going to, or on this paper, and that's what we're going to use for wrapping paper, our gifts. And then we'll have nonprofits can come and wrap gifts, and any money they make, they get to keep.
At artsy fartsy?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think you could,
So it's a plain paper and they're gonna decorate it?
yeah.
Oh.
Won't that be fun? So I might get you a gift. It'll be wrapped in that, and you don't know what
I'll be
student will have
waiting
signed.
with bated breath for
Yeah.
that.
Wouldn't that be fun to have under your Christmas tree?
It'd be a blast. It will. It'll make my holiday season.
Yeah. Are we gonna let them bring other gifts then? People can
Sure.
Sure. So if you buy gifts and you want to have them wrapped, I don't
Really?
know. But we'll have other wrapping paper.
That's dangerous to
kids-
tell people they can
Yeah,
come
I
and
would-
get
I-
gifts wrapped.
Yeah.
Well, but it's all about the.
It's a
it's-
wrap.
I'd be the first one in line.
No,
there
it's
for that.
actually RAP, not WRAP. They come in
But
and
it's-
they're going to do a little wrap.
It's about the
over gift.
nonprofits
Right.
making money though,
I
or
understand.
extra money, and
Right.
that's good. We'll just use different wrapping paper. The kids' wrapping paper will be specific to gifts from the artsy fartsy marketplace.
She's into this free stuff, free wrapping, free leaf pickup. So the last couple of weekends, I haven't seen her because she's going around with a trailer picking up leaves. I don't know what she's doing
That's
with them.
great.
Okay?
I was helping Jackson High students.
Where were you when
We didn't call, obviously.
I should have called?
Are you in the city?
Yeah.
Are you in her ward?
No.
No.
Oh, well,
But
then
I go outside
your,
her ward.
who's your council person? 'Cause
Disco Dan Greer.
All right,
Was he
well,
picking
Is that
up
his-
anything?
I don't know. Was he
Is
picking
that
up
his
leaves?
nickname, Disco Dan?
He is in our ward.
Oh.
You have to be in our ward to say that.
To
Oh,
call
all
him
right. Well, I don't live in your ward. Otherwise, I'd
Right.
be your council person,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah,
Laura.
I did not stay. Only
No,
within my
Laura
ward.
is actually, we can now call her Charlize,
Oh,
because with her
stop
new
it.
haircut,
Stop.
she
Oh.
looks like Charlize Theron.
Whatever.
There we go.
Right? So people need to go to her website, Thinking Real Estate, and watch the video of one of these.
You're so weird. You know, I'm trading you in.
Greg, you like, people have been calling
Stop
her,
it.
they tell it.
Stop it.
I'm gonna-
Stop it. No,
She
no,
looks
no.
like
Stop it.
Angie
Stop it.
from Angie's List. When her hair is down, when her hair is flatter, it looks like Angie. When it's
Who's
up,
that?
she looks like Charlize. You know, Angie's List, the where you go online to.
Is this about real estate?
Yeah.
Sorry. What's about you, Laura? This
All
show's
right.
all about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. That's clear.
Angie's List. I don't
Angie's
know.
List.
What is
Jackie's
that?
saying to roll on. This
Is that
has
like a
been boring.
dating service?
No
It's
Oh.
where you go and you want to get contractors'
recommendations.
for
Oh.
different things. I think it's primarily
You're spending way too much
contractors.
time on the radio, Greg. You need to get out and about on the web.
Well, he does
I
have
know
a
nothing about
computer.
Angie's List.
Right.
So I
Anyway,
That's all right.
she looks more like Charlize. She being
Whatever.
Laura looks more like Charlize Theron.
I think I look like me.
So,
Look like my sisters. Get us all together. We look alike. All right. Anyhow, let's talk about.
what do you want to talk about today? Your choice.
No, your choice.
No,
You said land contracts.
well,
there are
oh,
some new nuances on land contracts.
Some new nuances.
Who knew?
There's
Yeah,
some-
I didn't know.
I give up.
The only reason
I give up.
the only reason I mentioned it is because I was just asked by the Institute for Continuing Legal Education to do a webcast on land contracts. It's on December 11th over in Ann Arbor. It's being webcast by ICLE. So they seem to think that there was interest in land contracts.
Well, there is
I see them.
changes.
I have a land contract closing actually going on
Are they coming back?
Thursday.
No.
No, I'd say not.
The new law or the new rules, they've really made them more difficult to do, and
Really?
people are shying away from them.
Well, yeah, under is it Dodd-Frank,
Yeah.
and then under the state statute, the Mortgage Brokers, Lenders, and Services Act, you can't see that what people were doing is with the recession, they were coming in and buying properties, snapping them up at lower prices, and then flipping them often to the people who had the original mortgage, were living in the property. They now were in default on the mortgages, and so the investor would come in, buy the property, pay off the mortgage, and then resell it to the occupant on a land contract. And now you can't do more than, what is it, Laura, 2 in any 12-month period?
Something like that. Yeah.
And if you do more than 2 of those land contracts where you're not the actual occupant of the property, where you're an outside investor, you now are required to be licensed or registered under the Mortgage Brokers, Lenders, and Servicers Act. So
You mean if you buy two land?
yeah, if you
If
go out
you're
as
the
an
land contract-
if you go out as an investor and you buy the property and
Right.
you flip it on a land contract as a seller, I'm now selling it to you. The Mortgage Brokers, Lenders, and Servicers Act now provides that you can have only a certain limited number that you can do as the non-occupant. It's not your residence.
Is that a federal or is it
State mortgage but the Mortgage Brokers, Lenders, and Servicers Act was a product of federal law, and I think it's that.
Why are they doing that?
To prevent predatory lending, because predatory lending was happening not only with respect to mortgage lenders, it was happening with investors, third-party investors who were coming in and acting like a bank and doing it through land contracts. Same thing is true if they did it on a mortgage. They could always flip it on a deed and then take back a mortgage. And the same thing is true there if you did more than 2, I think is what it is, within a 12-month period.
What-
do you want
how
to
does
add
that
to-
affect
what do you want to say,
realtors?
Jackie?
No, nothing. I was Read the text I just gave you.
Okay.
So,
This is great, they're texting while you and I are talking.
well,
Yeah.
Well,
It's fine.
Right. So anyway, what did you want?
what about realtors though?
What about realtors? You're simply brokering, you're entitled to do
So
that.
it doesn't affect me at all, as a realtor at all? I could sell a property, the seller can offer land contract terms?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with you acting as a real estate broker or real estate salesperson who is representing a seller who now is considering offering a land contract to a prospective purchaser.
What's the definition of a land contract?
Well,
That's a darn good question, you know? I mean, a land contract, there is a definition in state law. Land contract is simply a contract for the sale of land, but it's differentiated from a purchase agreement, because a purchase agreement is not a land contract. A land contract is, I should back up. Michigan's one of the few states that uses land contracts, and this has a historical basis in our usury law. Won't go into all the details, but it's an antiquated financing device, no longer necessary in Michigan, but is useful in certain circumstances. But a land contract is actually in lieu of a mortgage. It's a financing device where I, as a seller, retain title to the property. I promise to convey title at the end of the land contract, whether it's a year term, 5-year term, 20-year term, whatever it may be, upon the satisfactory performance by the purchaser on the land contract. And at that time, I give a deed pursuant to the land contract. The land contract is an agreement to convey the property at a later date when the purchaser has complied with the terms of the land contract, primarily payment of the payments under the contract. And it's just an alternative financing device.
is there a maximum interest rate?
Yeah, let's see, the state statute has 11% for land contracts, there's a special exemption. But if it's non-residential, if it's for a business purpose, then it's up to 15%. And under a federal act called the DIVMCA, Depository, I haven't talked about this in a long time, Depository Institutions Deregulation and Monetary Control Act in 1988, if it's a
Did you write that down, Craig?
No,
If the land contract is a first lien.
but I'm taping it
Oh, yeah, that's good.
for review.
Okay.
If the land contract is on residential, is a first lien on residential property, then you can charge any rate of interest. And in fact, there was either a decision or a ruling by the feds that it was not even limited to the 25% criminal usury rate, but you'll never get anything like that. I mean, interest rates are so low right now that we're seeing actually I'm closing one Thursday where the land contract interest rate is 5%. So,
You know, I will be fact checking this.
You're that website, Truth.
Angie's List.
Yeah, there you
that
go.
one too. So, but land contracts still have some usefulness, just not as much as they used to. Right? With interest rates so low, it's hard not to go out and get a mortgage. And you still have a real issue with, there's some people who want to sell on a land contract where they have an existing mortgage on the property, and that's usually a no-no. There's a clause in the mortgage called a due on sale clause.
I don't know
that
if we see this in much anymore, but a lot of businesses sell on a land contract.
Well, the one on Thursday is actually a small office building over in Oak Park that's being sold on land contract. So it does happen.
Then when you can't make the payments,
Yeah, then when you
it gets reverted back.
Yeah, the ICL program, the ICLE program is actually on the remedies of a land contract seller. What can you do when the purchaser defaults on it? And that's what we're going to be talking about for about an hour on December 11th. Then you have two remedies. You have forfeiture and foreclosure.
Does that happen quickly?
Forfeiture happens quickly, foreclosure does not. And the advantage of forfeiture is it's less expensive, it's faster. The disadvantage is I cannot accelerate the balance due. In other words, let's suppose you...
How long can you be delinquent?
On a forfeiture, the day after the payment's due, I can
Right.
send out a notice of forfeiture. You have 15 days to make up the delinquent payment. If you fail to do that, I file summary proceedings. I'll get into court the following Tuesday or whatever day the district court holds summary proceedings. And if there's no defense, I'll get a judgment, and that'll start a 90-day clock running on the forfeiture. And if the delinquency is not cured within that period, then the purchaser could be evicted from
And
the
the
property.
difference between forfeiture and foreclosure is I walk away without any of my money from a forfeiture, but I get the property back,
Well,
is that right?
there are two disadvantages to forfeiture. One of them is I cannot accelerate the balance due, so that if my land contract with Greg is a 10-year contract, calling for $500 a month payments, and he misses one payment, I start a forfeiture, all he has to do is pay the $500 plus the $45 filing fee in the district court, and he's back in the land contract. The default is cured. That's one of the problems with it. The other problem with it is, yes, I cannot get it, you are correct, I cannot get a deficiency judgment. All I get is the property back. Whereas if I do a foreclosure, which takes longer, I can accelerate the balance due and I preserve my right to a deficiency judgment.
But are you losing money in the
In the interim,
process?
I might be, yeah. I
And
mean,
they might
while
file
it takes time.
bankruptcy and have it all wiped out, right?
Well, they can get the deficiency judgment wiped
Right,
out, I'll
right.
still get the property back. Yeah, and most land contracts these days, what we were seeing were short-term land contracts that parties were entering into in anticipation that the buyer would be able to get a mortgage. So where it's a short-term land contract, I don't need to accelerate the balance due, so that disadvantage is really not.
What about damage to the property? Can I get reimbursed for damage to the property?
Yes, you can.
On a foreclosure, but not a forfeiture?
No, you can still get on a forfeiture, you retain your right to a claim for damages against the purchaser.
So if they take a refrigerator, stove,
I can still get them.
okay.
Yeah, I can still get them for that. And I can get them for reasonable rent too. I mean, you preserve your right to reasonable rental during the period of time that they continue to occupy the property once it goes into
So
default.
if someone needs a good attorney for one of this, I think Fraunfelker would be good, wouldn't he?
Jeffrey E.
Fraunfelker.
Fraunfelker, Frounfelker, and then a bunch more letters to it. It's very difficult to spell.
He works those?
Yeah,
You know what?
he does all
is
the.
a little pit bull.
He
When
does.
it comes to getting collections and stuff, oh
Well,
my God, he's
he-
amazing.
He does all my landlord tenant and summary proceedings work in the law firm. and
He has
does an
really gotten
excellent job.
people
Actually,
to pay up.
he's in Lansing in federal court this morning on a bankruptcy. We have a claim of a client in a bankruptcy proceedings.
All right, so before we close out the day, the morning.
So how do they get a hold of
Show.
Fraunfelker?
How do they get a hold of Fraunfelker? I don't know what your number is.
Seven-
I know what my number is.
I only know my
782,
cell phone.
Right,
number.
what's-
It's
what's number?
782-7090. It's 517-782-7090. Yeah, yeah. He's a
For your
very,
corporate office?
I never have to
very
call
good
Phil.
young man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 904 West Washington is a really great house. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, almost 1,500 square feet. Large kitchen that opens onto a nice deck into a meticulous backyard. 1-car detached garage. That price has been reduced to $79,900. That is move-in ready, clean. As
Where's
we
that?
go. It is 904 West Washington. It's almost to the corner of Grinnell and West Washington. And then I want to remind people that the Artsy Fartsy Gallery opening is Thursday, 5 to 9, $10 to get in. Starting Saturday through December 24th, we have regular hours, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays noon to 4, and there's no admission after Thursday. We still need a few more artists. We've got a couple booths left, so if there's artists out there that's got enough stuff to sell, we've got a couple booths left. And we're looking for nonprofits to come in and wrap paper, wrap gifts. Also, there's a lot going on this week. Santa comes to town on Friday.
Yep,
Yeah, the parade is Friday. I don't know what time it starts. I guess you could probably
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, and then the DDA day, which is our
Are you the king of the parade?
No,
or whatever they call it?
no.
The-
I've been through this many years.
okay, and then the DDA day is Saturday, and that's when our store opens and everything else. I think Ella's pop-up gallery will be open Friday at the Dupuy building.
So the
there's some
Artsy
really
Fartsy
cool-
actually opens Saturday.
The regular hours start Saturday,
Right, okay.
11 to 7,
Okay.
and then but the grand opening party is Thursday evening.
Right.
So come, see all the cool stuff.
Thinking
Let's make
real
some
estate
cool stuff
hotline?
happen. 780-3800.